what is your view on Peter Kent's announcement?
Well, I'm very devastated by it, actually. I think Canada signaling legal withdrawal from a treaty is quite shocking. We have never in our country's history legally withdrawn from any treaty on any subject that we have ratified. And it's quite incorrect to say, of course, that there isn't a second phase of Kyoto. That is one of the decisions taken in Durban with leadership from the European Union, is that we need a second commitment period under Kyoto. And one of the reasons that he can point to the fact the number is shrinking is the damage Canada has done by refusing to take on a second commitment period ourselves and by urging other countries not to do so. But that's quite a step from legally withdrawing from the protocol and all the other aspects of obligations for a country like Canada in the protocol, reporting our emissions, allowing emissions to be monitored. This is really a rogue action.
But isn't the issue here the fact that Peter Kent pointed out that the Kyoto Accord as it stands is the past for Canada, and in its very nature, it does not cover the US and China, arguably two of the world's largest polluters. So therefore, the agreement wouldn't go far enough to cut greenhouse emissions in the first instance.
Well, the Kyoto Protocol in 1997 was recognized as only a down payment on future action. We recognized when it was negotiated that it would only cover even if all countries in the United States signed.
But then the argument is that that wouldn't go further enough, would it not?
Well, of course, nothing that's on the table now goes far enough. But the Kyoto Protocol is the framework for future action. It's what China said in Durban, that China said it would participate in reducing greenhouse gases under a legally binding agreement, but only if the Kyoto Protocol continued. So striking a blow the day after you get back from Durban, having negotiated at COP17, I think arguably Canada negotiated in bad faith, not telling other countries what it had already decided, that it planned to legally withdraw. We functioned as though we were a Kyoto party. We weakened agreements in Durban. We returned to Canada and announced legal withdrawal from Kyoto. I mean, we clearly need more commitment and more reductions than what we achieved in Durban. But there were two decisions in Durban that were significant. One was the continuation of the Kyoto Protocol. The other was this long-term action plan, which is far too vague, with timelines far too distant in the future, up to 2020. We need emission reductions in the immediate short term to ensure that the planet avoids runaway global warming. And we're far too close to those tipping points.
Okay, well, just very briefly, Elizabeth, I'm just intrigued to find out where you think that leaves the Durban talks that you attended then.
I think it leaves them with modest progress forward and everyone acknowledging a great deal more must be done. Political will must be brought to bear. And before COP18 next year, we need more countries on board committed to the Kyoto Protocol, more countries prepared to negotiate that the long-term action under the convention be moved up from a conclusion in 2015 with legally binding by 2020. That timetable needs to be rapidly accelerated.
Appreciate you joining us, Elizabeth May, the leader there of the Canadian Green Party. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.